In the golden heart of ancient Egypt, a child was born destined for greatness. His name was Thutmose III. As a young boy, he grew up in the sprawling royal palace at Thebes, surrounded by the whisper of papyrus scrolls and the scent of lotus blossoms. Though his stepmother, the powerful queen Hatshepsut, held the reins of power as pharaoh, young Thutmose was not idle. He was trained in the arts of war and the wisdom of the scribes, learning to read hieroglyphs, master the chariot, and wield the bow with deadly accuracy. His days were filled with rigorous study and physical training, preparing him for a destiny he could only glimpse. When Hatshepsut's reign ended, Thutmose III finally ascended to the throne as the sole ruler of Egypt. He was no longer a boy in the shadows, but a man forged in patience and discipline. His rule was marked by a sharp intellect and an unyielding will. He reorganized the administration, ensuring that the granaries were full and the provinces were governed efficiently. He understood that a strong Egypt began with a stable home front, and he dedicated his early years to consolidating his power and earning the loyalty of his people and his officials. But Thutmose III's true ambition lay beyond Egypt's borders. He was a military genius, often called the Napoleon of Egypt. For nearly 20 years, he led his armies on 17 military campaigns into the Near East. His most legendary victory was at the Battle of Megiddo. Facing a coalition of Canaanite kings, his advisors urged him to take the safe, long route around the mountains. But Thutmose, bold and decisive, chose the narrow, dangerous mountain pass, surprising his enemies completely. His daring strategy resulted in a crushing victory, securing Egyptian dominance over the region for generations and bringing immense wealth and tribute back to the Nile Valley. With the spoils of war, Thutmose III became one of history's greatest builders. He didn't just conquer, he created. He embarked on a massive construction program, leaving his mark all across Egypt. At the Great Karnak Temple in Thebes, he erected his festival hall, a magnificent structure celebrating his military triumphs. He added towering obelisks, grand pylons, and intricate reliefs that depicted his victories and his devotion to the gods. His building projects were a physical testament to the power and prosperity of his reign, transforming the landscape of Egypt and ensuring his name would be carved into stone for eternity. Beyond the battlefield, Thutmose III was also a skilled diplomat. He understood that power wasn't just about force. He established strong diplomatic ties with the great powers of the time, including the Babylonians, the Assyrians, and the Hittites. Foreign princes were brought to the Egyptian court to be educated, ensuring their loyalty when they returned to rule their own lands. This clever policy, known as princes in school, created a network of alliances and vassal states that stabilized the empire's borders and fostered a period of international trade and cultural exchange. Egypt became the undisputed superpower of the ancient world. In his personal life, Thutmose III was a family man. He had several wives, but his great royal wife, Hatshepsut Mereter, held a special place. She bore him his heir, the future Amenhotep II, ensuring the continuity of his dynasty. Despite the demands of ruling a vast empire, he found time for his family and for his own interests. He was a keen botanist, and the walls of one chamber in Karnak are famously decorated with detailed carvings of the exotic plants and animals he encountered on his campaigns in Syria, a testament to his curious and observant mind. Even for a pharaoh as mighty as Thutmose, challenges arose. Managing the vast resources flowing into Egypt from its empire was a constant task. He had to ensure that the wealth was used wisely to fund his armies, his building projects, and the needs of his people, all while keeping the powerful priesthoods in check. There were always whispers of rebellion in distant provinces that had to be swiftly and decisively handled. His vigilance never wavered. He knew that maintaining an empire was as difficult as building one, and he met every challenge with the same strategic brilliance he showed on the battlefield. After a long and glorious reign of nearly 54 years, Thutmose III passed into the afterlife. He was buried in a secret tomb in the Valley of the Kings, its walls covered in beautiful texts meant to guide his soul to immortality. His legacy was immense. He left behind an empire at its peak of power and influence, a treasury overflowing with wealth, and monuments that still inspire awe thousands of years later. His successors looked back on his reign as a golden age, and later scribes recorded his annals, preserving the story of his incredible achievements. Thutmose III was more than just a king. He was a visionary leader, a brilliant general, and a master builder whose name has truly become immortal. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey back to ancient Egypt, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories from history.